all the best drivers in the world, they all started with a go-kart. Why? Because the go-kart teaches you a lot of things about driving, and you can get one for under $1,000. It makes you so aware of what is going on, the way it's going to react, the power depending on what you use, that transfers so well to just about anything else. Like, you know, if you want to do off-road racing, you can get a go-kart that's meant for off-road with suspension and knobby tires. You can take it to a dirt lot or the desert. Or if you want to do grip racing, I mean, a go-kart just like this is all you need. Or if you want to drift, you put PVC on the back. People who drift real cars actually drift these because it's more convenient, which is like, I don't have a car to tell you that this feels like a car, but pros who have a car who drive this thinks it feels like the car. If you have that similarity on such a small scale, on such a budget of a scale, and such a convenient platform, the cost can vary, but you know, there's budget ways of doing it. You are getting the experience you need if you wanted to do that, race car driving, or if you're a race car driver and you want a more convenient and budget way to do it, this is the way to go. It teaches you all the basics. There's just no better way of putting it. Like, if you see the pros, they all start from somewhere. Even if this seems ridiculous to start with a go-kart, like, I'd rather save my money for like an actual car. It's like, okay, but like the sooner you start and the sooner you get the knowledge, even for a couple $100, like, you can transfer that and be like ahead of the curve when you eventually step into that position where you're able to get a car to do what you want. At least start somewhere. And I'm gonna recommend it every time. Do this first. Like, this is the best way you're going to learn, the best way to get seat time because it's more convenient and more cost effective. And even people who like don't have the best car, but they have a lot of seat time, outperform because that seat time is just something you can't buy that. Instead of like spending all the money on a car, a ton more money, because like you could get this for less than like what your suspension would cost for that car. And like the suspension is only one thing that will prepare that car for what you want to do, when this is basically already set for you to just go out there and do what you want to do and get that seat time, get that experience. You have to work your way up. Nobody just starts by racing a GT3 RS. It's like, you can't be embarrassed to start from the bottom. Well, it's not the bottom. It's like, you could start with like a sim, but it's like, okay, but this is so much better than a sim, and like you actually get experience hands-on working on the go-kart, fine-tuning the engine, fine-tuning your steering setup, like how your steering reacts, how high the go-kart sits in the back, so that will affect how it handles and stuff. Like, there's so many things you can do. Like, you can change your brakes, you can do front brakes, rear brakes, rain tires, or like slicks, or whatever you want, like different widths of tire. You can mix and match this. You could get carts and parts for like cheap on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. You could do the extreme, but there's so many budget ways to do it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm starting somewhere, like have a car or able to go to the track yet. But when I do, I'll have all the seat time I need. That's just the name of the game, is seat time. It makes all the difference. It doesn't matter how much money you have into that car. You could have a $250,000 car and drive terribly because you have no seat time experience. But what's gonna get you that seat time experience? A go-kart. With that being said, if you have any questions about where to start, what to look for, let me know in the comments. If you started out with go-karts and then found yourself driving and found it helpful, let me know, because I'm actually very curious myself. I've seen it and I have yet to experience it, but if you guys have that experience, I would love to hear about it. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.